Good morning. Today is the 18th of September 2023 and I'm going to go over my trade plan for today and look at some levels on the MES, SPY, Qs, NQ and oil. So on my screen at the moment is the economic calendar for this week. So we've got a few big ones coming up: Wednesday, FMOC and the interest Fed rate decision. So got a bit of a busy week actually. And looking at today, nothing of high importance today, but we do have some news at 10 o'clock which is medium importance, so if you're in any trades, let's keep an eye on what you're on because you may see a bit of market movement. Okay, so going back onto the MES, this is the hourly time frame on the MES, and I've updated my supply and demand zones a little bit, as you can see. So I've got a few daily and I've got a few hourly ones to make it a bit clearer what we're looking at. So at the moment on the daily chart, and we can see we've got some important levels. I might open up my pen. So we've got some important levels to watch out for. So in the overhead, if we can get back up this area, we've got 45.60 through to 4600 as a potential rejection area, and then if we can, we've got that's an hourly bounce area which I'll go into when I go to the hourly chart. But we've got this area down here at 4400 through to 4440 as a potential area where we might see a bounce. So on the daily, I will have a bit more risk on the daily supply and demand zones than I would on the hourly supply and demand zones. And obviously if we break down further, we've got 42,300 area, and that happens to be the rise in 200 moving average as well. One thing to note as well, we've got the 50 moving average at 45.60 area, which is now going sideways, which we may just, this week we may just see something like that before the market decides what it wants to do. This is a daily, so let's go down into the hourly time frame. Okay, so we can see our supply and demand zones there, and we've got a few areas of support and resistance as well. So currently, so Friday we put in this big move down. We kind of bounced a little bit at one of the zones we looked at, which is the head and shoulder, the shoulders of this head and shoulders pattern. Zoom in a bit better so we've got a better view. So Friday we had this level marked out Friday, which is the head and shoulders, and we've got the head part of this area, and that's a area I've got which I'm waiting for to come down to around about 44.85. And the reason I've chosen this area is because we've got the bodies of candles there, and if I zoom out a little bit more, it's an area of importance. Looking left, we've got this area here, this area here, this area here as well, and there. So it's an area of confidence as well. So this is the area I'm watching for potential bounce today. So that would be 44.85, and it's within the hourly demand zone as well. So this hopefully should be a nice move, a good bounce when we get down there. So that would be a higher probability bounce because it's an area supply. If we see further weakness, then potentially looking for a break and retest of the same area, and we've got a target of 44.72, and I've not really looked further down, but there is a few areas, and if we break down through that area, we could be looking around about here. And the reason I selected that area, that's just on the most recent time we got down to those tops of candles, and area where you had the bottoms and we hesitate for a bit, bottoms of candles and bottoms and tops of candles, and bottoms there. So if we do have a break and retest this level, we've got our first target at 44.72 and a second target at 44.53 potentially, and obviously then we'll be moving down into this daily demand zone as well, and I've got 44.25 as a potential bounce area, and that's basically because of this higher area of demand at at this area here, so 44, 25, 50, yeah. But obviously all this area could act as support at some point, so it'd be watching it and waiting for confirmation we get down to that area. Not sure we'll get down there today, but it's an area we could be looking. And zooming out, if we do get down to that area, then we are potentially setting up for this head and shoulders pattern. And so if we do get down there, if we expect to see a bounce, if we break through, I'll be waiting for a break and retest of the head and shoulders pattern for a short move down, possibly as a swing. So that's it really. So I'm going to be pretty neutral today. I am currently long, and I'll show you my long position on the 5 minute. So I came into, in fact I've adjusted my zone a little bit since then, I've moved this down, but when we came into this demand zone I took an entry. I think my position is about there, and it was exactly there, because what I did is I took a single contract of MES and I waited for the confirmation, which was the break of the 5 minute candle high. It dropped down at the time. I'd missed the add, but it's pre-market and it's higher risk, so I don't really want to be adding. My target is at 44.99, and I'll show you the reason why I'm targeting that area. It's because on bookmap we've got this heavier area of sellers at 44.99. So my order is actually my profit, hopefully we can get to there, is actually one tick below 44.99. But I did actually move my stop up, and I think I may have come out of it already. I was trailing the 5 minute. It was a 5 minute candle, and I think I've just been stopped out just there, but still profitable. So only a scalp, happy with the play. Yep, I got trailed out. That's exactly what it was. Yep. So then trying to play it more cautiously. So that's my pre-market trade today, and that's the reasons why I got in. Still valid up here. If we're coming up to this area, we could potentially see a rejection, so I'm going to add 4,500 as a level as well, and that's purely because of seeing that we got quite a lot of volume up there as well. And we just saw on this bookmap, you can see we've got sellers all around this area, sellers all around this area, and 4,500 is a round number, and it's an area we didn't quite get through on Friday, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so Friday we came down, we pierced it, we spiked through it, came back up, we held it basically, and we did eventually break down through it, and then in the post market we pushed back up again. And it went until the last hour or so where we did actually break down through it, and now we haven't really got up as far up as retesting it yet, so potentially keep an eye on this. I'm still watching for a potential bounce as well if we get back down to the area I really want, which is this area here, which happens to be that area 44.85. So that's what I'm watching for, and obviously I'm watching for a bounce or a break and retest. So that's MES. I'll just quickly sum up the higher and lower probability trades. We've got higher probability short when we come up into this daily area. This is a daily supply zone. I don't think I mentioned this one. So 45.75 is a potential area I'll be looking to go short. Supply zone is quite a big area, and there's a few other little areas as well. We could be looking at the tops of those candles, and obviously around here as well, 44, 45.90, 85 and 82, 81 area, but the area I like the most, and that's purely based because we were, as you can see from here, we got the tops of candles there, bottoms of candles, bottoms of candles. It's got higher volume around that area as well, and so potentially we're looking at a potential rejection where the higher volume is, and that's the reason I selected 45.75. So higher probability rejection at 45.75, higher probability bounce at 44.25, and then a higher risk bounce will be this area here at 44.85, and a higher, no, I don't see any other rejections. Maybe 40, high risk is definitely 4,500, maybe 45.40, and purely because of the higher concentrated volume and the bottoms and tops of candles we can see. So I'm going to add that level in as well. 45.37. It can be fine tuned near it if we get closer. Over about there, yeah. 45.37. That's the area I'm watching for potential rejection. And again, that's high risk because if you look at the hourly trend, we are still in an hourly uptrend despite the big sell-off on Friday. If we can get down below 44.85, then that uptrend will be broken, and we could be looking to get back down to this area. And I think I mentioned earlier that is the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern as well. So we could play that differently when we get to it. So looking at SPY, very similar to MES. We've got the neckline area down here at 434. We've got a lack of volume. Volume tails off around here, so this is an area we could see it push down to this area, this demand area, with very little buying pressure. So just zoom out a bit, see if we've got anything else. Okay, so volume does pick up a little bit. Yeah, so there is lower than average volume. You can see we've got, if you look at the volume profile tool here, the average is there, and then we do drop down to there before we pick up more volume. And you can see where we pick up volume is always around the areas of supply and demand as well. So we've got extra volume around here, extra volume around here. There's not much volume here, so we could see a push down. Potentially that could be a area of support as well, and that's similar to, I'll draw that in as well, and I think that's it. So zoom in, so let's just look at the levels again. So this is the hourly on the SPY. Probably a lot of these levels can go now because don't need that one, don't need that one, that can stay. So this supply zone is basically a level, I don't need to worry about that. Got this area here, we can probably get rid of that one as well. So around here, we're looking at, just trying to find, probably I would say around there. So we've got a bounce at 44.91, and that's based on the tops and bottoms of these candles, and this area of where it just went sideways for a bit before it decided to push up, and that's when the last big move up was. So potentially we could come back down here. The last time it was at that area we saw a big move up, so potentially we still got buyers sitting around here waiting. So that's an area to watch for, and again because of these tops and bottoms, and hopefully the people who missed out here buying will hopefully be waiting down here for it. So that's it really on SPY. So we're looking at 441.92 potential bounce, high risk rejection at 441.51 or a break and retest. This is a high risk 445.80 is a high risk rejection as well, and again it could be a break and retest. And this is a higher probability, 450 to 451 is a higher probability rejection area. So this is an area to watch for. So this area here is to watch for, and probably 435 is an area to watch. 434, these areas here. So if we can get down to here or up here, these are the higher probability plays. Okay, moving on to Qs. I've not updated this chart for a while, so you can ignore. Let's just get rid of the drawings. Okay, so Qs. This area here is a higher probability rejection area, 378, and last time we were there, it saw a big rejection, so I'm going to put the zone in about there. And then we've got another rejection zone, another supply zone here. It's a big candle, that one, so I would generally just try to find something about there. So, and then I'll try and find something on the hourly, on the 5 minute, to give us a smaller area if we get up here. So 380 is a rejection area, 378 is a rejection area, and we're in a possible bounce area right now. Let's put the zone in as well. So demand hourly, and I like to do this because it just lets me visualize what we're seeing. So we've got this area here. Again, there's a big candle, and I would probably just use the previous day. And we've got one more zone, and how I draw them in is I take the tail of the reversal candle to the top of the body of the preceding bear candle, and the same the other. So the same as at the supply zone, I take the tail of that one down to the previous green candle. So technically we should be there. That's supply zone. So let's look at that now. It gives us a bit more, some more levels to watch for. So this is probably gone now because we went straight through it last time, so it's likely there's no more buyers or sellers sitting there. So this is an area to watch for. 370 a break and retest of 370. Volume tails off a bit there as well, so there's not a great deal of volume around this area. And our target could be at 366, this area here. So that's what to watch out for. I think that's probably the better player today. We've broken that, so technically we're not no longer in an uptrend. We weren't able to put in a new high on the hourly, and we're coming down, so we've broken that pivot. So be interested to see where today ends, because we can see it going 1 or 2 ways. Come down, pull back up for the retest down there like that, and that would be a great trade there. Or we could just be in a range, and we might just be doing that until Wednesday when the FOMC day is. So looking at Nasdaq, so I'm wary of time. We've got 12 minutes for the market open. Nasdaq, very similar to Qs as well. I'm not going to mark this chart up. I will have it marked up for tomorrow. So we've got, I need to change my mind. We've got this area down here at 14,800 through to 14,900. That's a demand zone. And we've got this area of 15,900 or 15,800 down to 15,700 as a supply zone. And we've broken that pivot as well now. So potentially we might be breaking, retesting that area, and I think potential bounce 14 to 46, that area there. So that's it. That's basically similar to Sky, similar to Qs. Very lastly, I just want to look at oil and hourly. It's not oil, and on MCL, that one. I knew that went oil. Look at that, big move today as well, another big move up. So we've broken the Friday's last week's high, and we came back down. We've retested the high, so potentially that's a retest, but it's too high risk for me. I think if you watched the videos last week, I've been waiting. I'm going on the daily because it's clearer. We've got that daily level coming up, that daily level 92.18. There's a potential rejection area, and the last time it was up there we saw this big rejection, so that's an area to watch for. But what I'm waiting for is to continue this uptrend, and I want it to come back down to this area here, or better still down to this area here. and then for the move up. So this is the area I'm watching for, and on the hourly I had, that's for possibly a swing trade or a long-term trade, but on the hourly I had this level here as a potential place I want to see it pull back to. So 88 to 87 is the area I'm waiting for. 87.50 probably. So that's what I'm going to wait for. I'm not going to trade oil until the daily has a bit of a pullback. If we look at it, it's very, very extended from the 8, the 20, the 50 and the 200. So we do need to see a bit of a pullback, and then potentially we could be looking at this area here for potential long. Okay, so hopefully these videos have been helpful to you. If you like it, don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll just go back over to show MES while I'm here, just so you can see the levels before I stop the video. So these are the areas I'm watching today. See, my play would have worked in the end. I trailed my stop. I did have it there. I trailed it up, and potentially going back to this one, I got trailed out there, and this is the area I was waiting to get in at 44.99, just before that, because of the sellers around here. That's where my target was, and my entry was, I think it was about here actually, and I trailed the 5 minute because it's against the run of look at that, all those buyers. So it's definitely looking stronger right now. And I only trailed it because it's against the run of the you know, big move down on Friday, big move down earlier, and it's against the trend. So that's fine. So 44.85 as a higher probability bounce area because it's in this supply and demand zone, and we've got 45.75 as a higher probability rejection as well because it's in this demand zone. And if we do break down to these areas, 45.30, 45.25 is a potential bounce as well in the daily demand zone. Okay, well that's me. I'll get ready for the market to open in about 5 minutes time. Thank you for watching. So if you like the video, hit the like and subscribe to get notified when the next live video will be tomorrow at 8 AM 9 AM Eastern time.